All right, let's talk renovations. People sent us ideas, and one idea was to replace the countertops in the kitchen.
Yeah, these countertops probably date back to the 1980s.
And not to mention this backsplash is some kind of aluminum, kind of like what you put on your ceiling of your house.
And that's got to go too. So we contacted Velvet at Granite Depot, and she's going to set us up with some quartz countertops.
Yeah, so that should brighten this place up and make it a little more up to date.
It's all gotta go.
All right, so as you saw, the Formica countertops have to go.
So we're heading down to see Velvet at Granite Depot in Murrells Inlet.
So we've used Granite Depot before. As a matter of fact, they did the countertops in the kitchen of our primary house in Murrells Inlet, and they did a great job. Granite Depot is located right off of 707 here in Murrells Inlet. They have a great showroom and they fabricate all the countertops right on site. The granite slabs can be found outside, but we were looking for quartz. And those slabs are stored indoors right off of the main showroom. Quartz countertops are factory made and they're extremely durable. We looked at numerous slabs until we found the perfect one. The next step is they came out with a machine, which I assume was some type of laser, to measure the countertops. And then we just waited for the install date. All right, good news. It's only been about 2.5 weeks and the countertops are ready to be installed. They're coming tomorrow, so we have to do a little prep work. And on a side note, you know that we moved in because we have artwork on the refrigerator. So the easy part is just to get the stuff off the countertop. That's pretty easy. But I gotta disconnect the sink and the plumbing underneath here. Now, in all honesty, I think they'll disconnect the stuff, but they won't reconnect it. So I figured I'd just disconnect it so I have a better idea how to put everything back together. The first step will be to get this old rusty garbage disposal. You can see all the rust and grime, get this out of here. But first, I'm gonna turn off the water not only under here, but the main valve for the condo. All right, with a little bit of a struggle and some 4-letter words, I got everything disconnected. For some reason, the connections are on super tight. I'm not sure why. All right, so now that I got the plumbing disconnected, I just couldn't wait. I wanted to pull off some of this metallic backsplash to see what was behind it. And I found a surprise. You know, as I say, whenever you remodel, you find things you don't expect. So it looks like this was glued on. And when I pulled it off, they were actually over some kind of junction box. But looks like telephone wire? Maybe there was a telephone there. Yeah, it doesn't look like electric.
It's phone wire.
It must be a phone. Oh.
Yeah, phone.
Hello.
I'm sure there'll be more surprises tomorrow. Okay, today's the big day. They're coming to take off the old countertops and backsplash and then install at least the countertops today. I don't know if they're going to get to the backsplash too. But let me show you what I did here. I confirmed that these were telephone wires, so I do want them just to brick over this with the backsplash. So I filled it with expandifoam. This way they have somewhat of a surface to attach the tile to. Okay, so the crew arrived on time and they're dismantling the countertops and the backsplash. Okay, it took them just a couple minutes and they got the tops off. Take a look. Now here's a weird thing. The hot water heater is a 28-gallon hot water heater and it's in the corner under the cabinets with access panel on the side. They also added strips of wood around the perimeter of the cabinets to make things more secure and level. And they added a new sink. They then carried the top up as 2 separate pieces up 3 flights of stairs. All right, so the countertops are in. They were done by around noontime. Let's go take a look. Nice and light and bright. So it's a quartz product, but it is made in a factory. Has some gray, some gold color in there. But came out good. Seam is here. It was just 2 pieces, 2 slabs. They seamed it right here where the faucet's gonna go. And it looks good. Now the only problem is they had to use shims to get things even. So you can see they added this wood here, which is kind of unsightly. So the cabinet guy is supposed to be coming and refinishing these cabinets, and we're hoping that he can do something to make this all look like it's one piece. But even over here where you have the access to the water heater, big gap there, and I'm not sure how this can be fixed. We'll have to see. Now the Backsplash guy is going to be back here this afternoon. He's going to put the tiles up and then come back tomorrow and grout them. And then when he's all done, I'll install the new faucets and hook all the plumbing back up. Wish me luck on that.
And it's still leaking.
Okay, tiles are up. Let's go take a look. So Dave, the tile guy, got here around 1 o'clock and got all this done by about 4:35. And then tomorrow he comes back and he will grout. And tomorrow when he's done, I'm going to reinstall all the plumbing. So there were 2 discharge pipes because it was a double sink, but now we have a single sink, as you can see. So I'm going to get a cap for this discharge, and we're going to use this one to drain the sink with the garbage disposal attached to it. But I'll do all the hookup, and we'll see how it goes. And I'd say we're keeping it timeless with a white subway tile. Okay, so everything's complete. I put in the faucet, redid the piping under the sink, and part of the problem is we converted from a 2 sink to a 1 sink, so I had to cap off one of the drain lines and reposition the garbage disposal, and that was kind of a pain. So I had to use sort of like flexible piping, which I really don't like to use, but that's what I did. But when we get back in after this walk, we'll give you the big reveal.
Okay, time for the big reveal. Let's do some before and after shots.
All right, so Granite Depot came through again and did a great job on the countertops and the backsplash.
And next up, Josh from Beachside is going to refinish the cabinets.
Until next time, safe travels.